He leads us all the way, playing proper football, the Sheff United way. Ale, 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 ale.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sheff United Way. We are reacting to Middlesbrough beating the Blades at the Riverside 1-0. And I'm really disappointed tonight. I think you're going to hear it in my voice. You're going to hear it in my words as well. How very disappointed I am in how we played tonight. Like, the intro, playing proper football the Sheff United way, he leads us all the way. None of that feels like it's happening right now. It really doesn't. And I know we've been so good for 9 games, or we've been unbeaten for 9 games. We've played a lot of good football. We've played a lot of good games. The last 2 feels like we've lost about 7 in a row, and I don't know why. I really don't. I just think it's just how we physically played on the pitch, or not played on the pitch, especially going forward. Yeah, really disappointed. I felt like we just hadn't, as I've just put in the title, we just haven't learned from the Leeds defeat in the slightest. And Leeds are 10 times better than Middlesbrough. Not having to go at Middlesbrough at all, because Middlesbrough far better than us tonight, far better. And that's what's disappointing, because I don't think man for man they're a better side than us. I'm not saying we're miles better than them, but man for man, I don't think that Middlesbrough are better than us. So, yeah, it's just a big shame that we went to the Riverside tonight and didn't really put up a fight in the slightest. I think the only real outlet that we had tonight was Jezza Raksaki, and obviously he had that one cleared off the line. And if that goes in, it's a different story. The game's a completely different story, because I'm not saying that was really early on in the game, 26 minutes in. So, you know, that completely changed the outlook of the game for both teams. But saying that, if that goes in, we probably just sit back for the rest of the game. It just doesn't feel like a Chris Wilder side. Like, Chris Wilder never just kind of let teams come at us and just have all the ball and us try and catch them on the break. In my eyes, we have got one of the best first 11s in this division. And yes, Sousa obviously couldn't play in this game. Harmer on the bench. I think that's just because of a knock. He keeps messing around with the team, which I don't like. And I know that you're allowed more subs these days, but does that mean that you have to chop and change players every 2 minutes? And again, I know that we've had games midweek, and I know that we've gone from Friday to Wednesday. That's enough time to play a full strength side. Maybe you then rest a couple of players against Stoke. That's fine. But like chopping and changing the left and right backs week in, week out, I don't get the reason why. I just don't know. So 5 changes to the from the last game. Peck comes in for Sousa, McCallum for Reese Davis, JRS for Burrows, Brewster in for Harmer, Gilchrist in for Shackleton. That's almost half a team. I know, quick maths and all that. That's almost half a team that we're swapping. Shackleton for Gilchrist, I get. Harmer, yeah, might have a knock. Jezza Raksaki needed to come in. I don't know why McCallum needed to start tonight. I'd rather play Burrows or Reese Davis in his position. I know it's easy saying that after he's been tormented by Ben Doak all day. Peck obviously had to come in for Sousa, so I understand that some had to happen, but not half a team. And we actually looked just as bad against like we did against Leeds, and it felt like a Leeds game where we started the game really well. In my opinion, we started quite well, and then we just faded. And I'm talking about faded after like 25, 30 minutes. we second half of the first half, they were the better side, and then they were just relentless after that. They had all the ball, creating all the chances. At least in the first half, they had most of the ball, but we still had chances. Like Raksaki going through and the keeper going under the keeper and Ailing clearing it on the line. There were other chances as well, especially early on where the Middlesbrough defence were just messing about with it at the back, and there were chances for us to get in there and nick an early goal. There was one where McCallum gets onto a really poor, I think it was a header back to the goalkeeper, and he just kind of nonchalantly side foots it towards their defender when it needs to be hammering that into the box to Kiefer Moore. He's waiting for it. He waits and waits and waits and then just rolls it to the front post, the first defender. I know that's not what he meant to do, but like, I don't get it. I don't. It's so nonchalant when we're desperate for a goal. We are desperate. There's been quite a few games this season as well where we've not scored a goal. So, well, I think that's three. So, yeah, it's poor. I'm really, really gutted tonight, I'll be honest. The Leeds game, they played us off the park. They were miles better than us. Again, we were the better side early on, in my opinion. But tonight, 20 goal attempts from Middlesbrough, 7 on target. We almost had the same amount on target. So that shows that there was a lot of blocks in there. There was a lot of shots off target. 5 to be precise. But yeah, 43% ball possession. And I'm sure in that last kind of 10 minutes, we had a lot of the ball. So first half, 57 for them. Second half, 57 for them. So they dominated both halves in ball possession. And there we go. And in attempts as well and everything. So yeah, really disappointed tonight, I'll be honest. We'll go through the game bit by bit, but I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible tonight. So in the 5th minute, Brewster, it was a fantastic cross into the box. Looked like Kiefer Moore could get something on it. He didn't. The ball was headed away. It was the sign of things to come for Brewster, because I think Brewster had a pretty decent game tonight, especially in the first half. But yeah, I just wanted to see a little bit more from him. But it's coming. It's clearly coming. It's getting back into his legs. This footballing lark. I thought early on, Raksaki, O'Hare, and Brewster all linked up quite well. All looked pretty sharp. But yeah, Raksaki was the man, wasn't he? He was the man for us, especially in that first half. And do you know what? Even in the second half, he did well. He was constantly kind of 2-3 men on him. And that you can do that when the rest of the team aren't playing very well, and you've got one lad that's kind of running the show for you. You can just put 2, 3, 4 men on him and just stop him, and that's what they did. But he seemed to wriggle through at times and still managed to get himself a couple of good efforts on goal. See, this is the thing. So Ben Doak was constantly 1v1 with either McCallum or Reece Norrington-Davis later on in the game. Jezza and Raksaki in the first half, couple of times, goes direct and gets one-on-one and beats his man. After that, 2-3 men on him. And the reason for that is they could allow, like I've just said, to take one man from over here, double up on him, because they know that none of the rest of the players are going to do out. Whereas we couldn't double up on Doak because everybody else were just as dangerous. And I know that Middlesbrough have struggled this season. They've created a lot of chances, but not scored many goals. All they needed were one. Well, no, they obviously had a lot of chances in this game, but they just needed a striker who, was desperate for a goal and got it within 3 minutes of coming on. Unbelievable. I'll be honest, I thought Peck was one of the worst players on the pitch tonight. I don't like saying that. I don't like singling people out usually, but I think Peck was found wanting tonight. Gave the ball away too much. Got the ball nicked off him quite a few times, and I think we all thought Peck was a little bit more developed than what we now seem to be, and I think it just shows that we are very, very light on the ground when it comes to depth of this squad. A few games ago, I was thinking the depth's fantastic. It's great. Like, we've got some great players coming off the bench, but when those that are on the pitch aren't doing it, and then you get a suspension or a player with a knock, we suddenly go from one of the best teams in the league to bottom end of the table, not bottom end of the table, but second half of the table team, because tonight we just got absolutely took to the cleaners, in my opinion. Yeah, a lot of our shots that we had on target, especially in the second half, were kind of pop shots from the edge of the box, or we're not creating enough chances where we are, like what Raksaki did in the first half, where he beats a man and gets a good shot on goal. They probably had 7 or 8 better chances than any of our chances, maybe taking the Raksaki one out of there, but he obviously made it himself. It was really poor tonight. It was really, really poor. And let's just go through a few more. Like I said, that chance for Raksaki did so well to become one-on-one with his man. All it was a step over and then onto his right. And do you know what I love about Raksaki now? It seemed like his right foot was just for standing on at first. And now he looks more and more like Saka when he's running at a man, because you don't know which way Saka's going. And quite often, Saka goes on his right foot, even though he's left-footed, because he knows that they're going to cover his left foot. So he goes on the outside on his right and gets a great ball into the box. It doesn't even have to be a perfect pass or a perfect shot or a perfect cross on your wrong foot. If you've got to the byline or you've got into a really good position, whatever you get on that shot, cross, or pass is going to cause problems. And that's what he did tonight. It was great to see him going out on that right foot and, just showing that his left foot is not the only option that he's got. So, yeah, great to see. Cooper made a really, really good save, or a really good double save in the middle of the first half. I think the commentators were giving Dieng a lot of stick. Cooper did something similar where he pushes the ball straight out to a striker and Cooper gets loaded for it. So yeah, I think there was a little bit of bias towards Cooper tonight and giving stick to Dieng. Bless him. Yeah, for the rest of the half, not a great deal happened. In all honesty, I think it was like a basketball game where both sides were going back and forth, but they weren't actually loads and loads of quality. Like, occasionally you'd have a little bit of quality, but then the final pass or the final decision was not great for either side, really, especially not for us, but for either side, really. I am getting a little bit wound up with our furthest 2 men forward just having zero pace. Like, we've got Kiefer Moore, you can understand that, but Kiefer Moore, he had 10 touches in this game, 10 touches in 90 minutes. That ball should be, I don't want to look back and look back at old players, but if Ollie McBurney's on that pitch, he's holding off his man constantly. He's trying to win free kicks. He's trying to hold it up and bring someone else into the game. And maybe the reason why O'Hare isn't necessarily, putting together a string of really good games is because he's not having the service with Kiefer Moore holding the ball up. Kiefer Moore got a bit bullied tonight, I'll be honest. Like, he did, like I said, he touched the ball 10 times. I think he touched the ball twice in the first half, something like that. And yeah, it's not good enough for his size and frame. He's 6'5" and he's built. He should be doing better and he should be holding the ball up. And I know we're not getting enough men to support him, but he should be doing better than what he is. And like I was saying, the point that I was getting to is that O'Hare and Moore, neither of them have any pace between them. And when they're trying to press the defense aren't worried. They're not worried in the slightest because they know that they haven't got enough pace to cause them any problems. When Gus comes on, I know they're chasing for a lot of the game, so they're getting tired, more and more tired. I don't particularly think Gus did this well tonight, but when Gus is on the pitch, he's constantly like vroom, 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 vroom. He's not particularly fast, but he's like deceptively fast, I think, Gus. Or maybe it's just he puts in a lot of effort. I don't know. And Wilder will be telling Moore and O'Hare not to put too much effort in when you're pressing. He will be, because he doesn't want them gassing out so early in the game. I understand that. I'm not stupid. But it just feels like they don't even sort of try and, when they feel like they smell blood and they think, do you know what, there's a chance of nicking a ball here, they still don't get anywhere near it. And this is what's just winding me up something rotten at the moment. So yeah, that we go into half time and I'm thinking, do you know what? I think I'm a little bit biased in thinking, do you know what? That's a good half. That's a good first half. That we played really well in the first 20. The Leeds match didn't even come into my mind because I thought we played well in the first 20 against Leeds. And I'm like, we need to do something different in the second half. We need to get the ball out to Raksaki more and more and more. He needs to be the outlet. We get the ball to him and he runs at them constantly. He should have been touching that ball way more than what he did. And all we did was move Brewster into the middle and move O'Hare out to the left, I believe, and just didn't really do much else. Like, we just, if not, we were a bit worse. I think Brewster will continue to be good for us this season. But yeah, I thought he had a slightly better game than usual. I'm just really disappointed in the rest of the team. I thought the defense were fantastic for, 94 minutes of the game. The only thing that let him down was the goal. And I thought Harry Suter was fantastic. I thought he was so, so good in this game. He cut out everything, big tackles, just reading the play so well. And it's obviously his fault for the goal. He just loses his man. Latilaf makes a fantastic run because he runs offside. And I don't know whether he did this on purpose, but he runs offside and then runs back. And then this is where Suter loses him. So he runs back and then backpedals and he's round Suter. And Suter's not even looking. He's not even realizing that he's got away from him. And the ball's perfectly bent into the box. And it's a perfect header as well. Latilaf right into that bottom corner. It's a fantastic header. And when you see it from behind the goal, Michael Cooper makes a bit of a weird dive, like, it's already gone past me, but I'll dive anyway. But how he heads this, it's literally arrows into the bottom corner. It's such a good header. And I was thinking about this, and maybe I'm getting it wrong or I'm misremembering things. But I remember another striker a couple of seasons ago under Wilder scoring his first goal of the season and having a bit of a poor season up to that, and then him going on and scoring an absolute shed ton of goals. And as I'm saying this, I'm thinking, I can't remember his name from Adam, so pop it in the comments right now. Oh my God. Yeah, so that's kind of it. When Harmer came on, Harmer tried to make things happen. There was a really good ball in behind for Brewster. Brewster clips the ball really well into the box, past the goalkeeper, but it's cleared away right from underneath the crossbar when it looks like it's destined for Tyrese Campbell to side foot this one into the goal. Again, though, Cooper making really, really good saves and keeping us in this game for the majority, because he made a really good save in the first half that was from distance, that was low down to his left. He made a really good one at the front post from Doak, I believe it was. Loads of good saves in this game. So I think McCallum really poor in this game, getting constantly isolated, and maybe that's not his fault, but at the same time, he got beaten practically every time the ball went to Doak. And then when Reece Davis came on, he just got beat over and over again. You'd have thought that Davis, with fresh legs, would have been able to keep up with him, but he didn't. And it really annoyed me tonight. I know I keep saying it. He got down that wing a few times, Reece Davis. One time where he could have put the ball in low and hard early, as Tyrese Campbell had made a run, and he just sort of waits and then turns back and passes it backwards. And it's like, just put it in the box. Yeah, frustrating tonight. Really frustrating. And I'm going to leave my bit there because, I could probably talk all night and get really, really annoyed all night, which I probably will do. And I think it's probably not helped by the fact that I know I've got a really busy day tomorrow and a really annoying day at work where I've got a lot of work to do. And I just wanted this Blades game just to make me feel a little bit better, shall we say. And it's just made me feel worse. I'm going to go to bed tired. I'm going to wake up tired and I'm going to have a terrible day at work. I'm sure of it. So, there we go. Andy Lenton, thank you very much for leaving your comment. Why does Chris persist on playing Brewster? Okay. It can only be in hope he gets noticed by the teams and they make an offer on him. I can't see him making an offer on him when he's in the last year of his contract. He'll just be leaving, won't he? If he doesn't do the business for us, he'll just be leaving and going elsewhere. Kiefer Bohr needs to not start. Bad is an understatement, and I've seen a lot of bad and good over the decades. Is Wilder's head stuck in the 70s? Wilder's mask has been totally removed. One trick pony don't like saying it as what we've done in the past. Can we just say we've had a good 9 games? I don't think anyone expected us to be quite as or put as many points on the board as what we had in the first 9. So, yeah, we've lost 2 on the bounce. If we go and beat Stoke on Saturday, these 2 games are forgotten. We're all football fans and we're all fickle. They'll get forgotten about, or they'll be brushed under the carpet, shall we say. It's just annoying that we're trying to go for promotion and we've lost away against 2 promotion rivals quite easily as well, where we've not looked like scoring. Hi, Nick. I'm so mad tonight. Very poor team selection and yet again poor substitutions. Brooks coming on for 4 minutes. Give me a break. Like, what? Why? Like, why is he not on 10, 15 minutes to go? Him on one wing. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Him on one wing, Raksaki on the other. Even if you have to drop 2 of your midfielders to protect that back 4, why is Raksaki constantly at right back defending? He's not a good defender. He doesn't track his man. He's not built for defending. Stick him up front. He's got pace. He's got trickery. He's a brilliant dribbler of the ball. He scores goals. Leave him up top. Leave him as high as possible because somebody or 2 players are going to have to come back and stop him. Why is he defending? Why? It was like last season, Ben Brereton and Diaz. He was playing right wing back. Brewster at times last season playing right wing back. Why do we buy these or bring in these attacking players and then have them playing, in defensive places? Like, I get it. I get that Gilchrist needed a little bit of help, but get Arblaster to come across and help him. Don't get our best attacking player on the pitch at that time as far back as like right wing back, almost like right mid cover for the right back. Like, he doesn't want to be there. Stick him up as high as possible. Let him cause them problems in the final third. It doesn't seem like brain surgery to me. We need a takeover ASAP. If PA stays, that will mean Chris Wilder stays, and that's no good. Made Leeds look like Barca on Friday. Tonight garbage. We play with 9 men when Morton O'Hare start. I'm not going to disagree. More useless, not one quality striker at the club. I agree, Donna. And that's what's worrying. Moore isn't doing enough for me. Bruce is playing in the wrong position. We need fresh ideas up front. I don't know why Moore didn't come off earlier and Brewster just play up top, because Moore's not holding the ball up. Brewster's, I'm not saying he's going to hold the ball up better, but at least Brewster offers something different. He's got a little bit more pace. He's got a little bit more energy. He can carry the ball better than Moore can. I don't know why he didn't just play him up top and bring him off and put Harmer in the middle. Put Harmer in the middle and let him create stuff. I don't know. I'm just a fan. Say it every week, Peck and Raksaki just can't start. What have Brooks and Shackleton done wrong? All Raksaki does is take on a man, then lose it. Okay, Ollie. You've had your fun. No, I'm only joking. We've all got his opinions, haven't we? I just think that Raksaki was the only player that was going to score a goal tonight. And yeah, he definitely should be on the pitch. But Brooks should be on the pitch as well, in my opinion. What about if you don't trust to have two wingers, play Brooks as kind of like a number 10? We know he's got the ability to pick a pass. We know he's got the ability to carry the ball and play little intricate balls. To try something a little bit different. Absolutely abysmal. Wilder got it wrong again. Kiefer Moore is the worst forward I've seen for many a year. Connor Salmon was better. Come on, Scott. Come on, you silly sausage. I'm not sure one up front is the answer. David, I agree, mate. I really do. Wilder just can't make the right subs. It pains me to say this, but I feel that the Blades have overachieved thus far. Moore was inept. Thank goodness for Cooper. Could have been 4-0. Disappointed. David Vintar, welcome to the stream, mate. Moore and Peck are not good enough. We have no threat up front, no pace, no bodies in the box, and relying on clean sheets. Need a big reaction against Stoke Saturday, or the moaning will get worse. I think you're right. Hate to say it, but I was right about Moore. Hal was right about Moore as well. Hal said it to me. He did. I'd not seen Moore for a couple of years, in all honesty. I saw what he'd done at Ipswich, and I liked what I'd seen on paper. But yeah, fair enough. I'm peed off as well. R&D, very bad. More. I love how people just have different opinions on different players. I love it. It really is great, because that's the whole point of football, isn't it? I thought Reece Norrington-Davies was okay. I think he got beat a couple of times, but I love how you said very bad, because, like I say, it's just opinions, isn't it? Moore and O'Hare have arrived, okay, but we can't be happy with this team gelling when they're winning and getting mad when they lose. We've averaged 2 points. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I think up to now, the fixtures have been a little bit kind to us, and they're not going to be kind for much longer. And they've certainly started to not be kind. We'll beat poor teams and lose 21 decent. It does seem like that right now. Peck, not ready. Sorry. No need to be apologising. I think Peck will be a fantastic player. I think Peck will be one of our best players for some time, but maybe not quite just yet. He might even be better than Arblaster in the future. But right now, it feels like a bit of a Steven Gerrard for me, but not yet. Not yet. Sam McCallum played well. See what I mean? Sam McCallum was shocking for me. Shocking. Let's have a little look at his rating, because they don't always get it right on the rating, but it gives you an idea. Sam McCallum, 6.8. It's the worst of the back line. Peck slightly worse. O'Hare slightly worse. Brewster slightly worse. And Moore a lot worse. So he's not one of the worst players on the pitch. It looked like it at times when he was just getting beaten constantly. But yeah, Paul thinks he played well. That's it. It's just opinions, isn't it? Slow, sideways and backwards passing is boring and ineffective. It was boring. It was very boring tonight. Very boring. The team that picked itself for 9 games unbeaten gets chopped in the last games, and we are shocking in both. Hope he learns his lesson. I thought he'd have learned his lesson from the Leeds game, but clearly not. 12 goals in 11 games is not good enough. Poor in attack and too many changes, surely. Agree, John. Agree. Problem wasn't selection. because most of it was totally explainable. But I go back to what I said pre-season: sell all your best players, and this is what you get. I haven't really sold anyone, have we? I think that what you're trying to get at is like letting go all of the big kind of characters and names and stuff like that. I don't know. I think there needed to be a change. Like Egan, I think his injury was worse than what we thought. I'm not going to say anything about Baldock because obviously this is not what we're talking about. McBurney would have liked to have seen McBurney stay, in all honesty. I think he would have been better than Moore in this division, but it wasn't to be. There's obviously others in there, but yeah, crap, boring, fair enough. So slow at driving forward. Seems like we have to have to score a perfect goal. Borough just drove forward and they did very well. Do you know what? That happened so much tonight. Borough just driving forward and us playing backwards and sideways. Really frustrating. Only one person to blame, Mr. Wilder. Team selection. Shocking, predicted the score. Why don't we attack a team instead of defending to get a point? Wilder haven't a clue. Thanks, Jimmy. Don't know what that means. No natural goal scorer. Billy Sharp of old would have been sniffing out goals with his movement. Right now, there's no movement in the box or even enough players in there to challenge. Absolutely agree, Wayne. Agree. I'm going to have to fly through some here. System doesn't work and few signings not good enough. Drop Raksaki for Brooks and play a 4-4-2 with Bruce and more from... Oh, I don't like that, but that's my opinion. New players in January and new manager before the end of November. Wow. Can't believe people talking about getting rid of Wilder when we were 9 games unbeaten. I know we've discussed it already. So yeah, there's obviously reasons why we didn't lose a game in 9. But yeah, I think he still deserves kind of people not calling for his head yet. Totally agree. Got to stop messing around with the squad selection. Wednesday will get 4 against us. I don't agree with that. Definitely not. Wednesday are terrible. You sound like a broken man. I feel like a broken man. I don't know what it is. I really don't. Poor tactics from Wilder. Can't blame Wilder. This is on the board, and I wanted about this pre-season. Okay. I think it's a bit down to Wilder. We start every game with 10 men. Moore is a scout on the pitch. I think we now know Brewster isn't a footballer. This is tough tonight. These are tough comments to read. Don't get why we are playing Kiefer Moore. Wilder needs to sort this out. We can't keep on playing like this against big clubs or else we won't even get playoffs. We were crap. Nick Wilder wants sacking. Wow. People slating Moore, but we're not using him right. Can anyone remember a single-headed chance we've created for him all season? That's a good point. This is a great point. Wayne, this is a great point. We have 3 of the biggest players in the league. Have we scored a header yet? I don't even think it's about scoring a header, though. We don't look like scoring from corners. How can you not look like scoring from corners when you've got Enel, when you've got Suter, and when you've got Kiefer Moore? Like, those 3 should be winning most balls in most areas, whether that's our area or their area. I don't get that. That is what I don't get. O'Hare lucky to be in the team. I sort of agree. Very poor mistake after mistake. Kiefer Moore, very poor since the break. What has happened? Plus no Harmer Saturday. I didn't think about Harmer. That was a silly booking, wasn't it? Arblaster has been poor the last 2 games. Okay. Not really noticed Arblaster being poor, but we've certainly not controlled the midfield like we have done previously. A lot of people said yes, we've started well, but we haven't been tested, which is looking true. Back-to-back losses against teams that will be up there. We were poor, honestly. No striker, no creativity. That is my worry, the lack of creativity. Quite obviously, Wilder has decided before game kicked who's coming on as subs, regardless of how the game's. Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. We changed our squad twice. Why change a winning side? Jezrin Raksaki is class. Some people saying that he shouldn't even be on the pitch. Crazy, crazy. All of your goals are coming from defenders and midfielders. Then you've got someone going. Then you've got something going wrong big time. We desperately need a striker. Yep, can't even attack a corner with 3 basketball-sized players is a joke. Yeah, agreed. No one's told me what the McBurney song. I was hearing that all night, or as soon as he came on. Why are people not showing me what the players' name were that I was talking about earlier on? Can't even find it. I am flying through comments now. Apologies if you've put a comment in there. I've missed it. There's so many comments to go through, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm going to miss some. Sharon Shazba, it's great to have you on the channel. I'm really surprised by what everyone is saying about the game being poor. As listened to Football Heaven, it sounded a very even match. Yes, I'm gutted we lost, but we go again on Saturday. Absolutely agree. I've missed so many comments. I do really apologize. We're 36 minutes into this video. I don't want to make it into a 2-hour video, which it would have to be if we're going through every single comment. I do apologize though. I do try and get to every comment every game. Just we've had a lot of comments in this game. Just had enough of this tippy-tappy football and playing backwards. Wilder's not using players' strengths like Kiefer's good heading or Harmer's number 10 role, and even letting Burrows on the bench. Yeah, Burrows. We don't even mention Burrows. Why is Burrows not even getting a sub appearance? What is going on? Ultimately, not the end of the world. Borough weren't amazing tonight, and we weren't as bad as against Leeds. I want to see Harmer at 10 for a few games consecutively to see if that helps more. I'd like to see a couple of 10s around more, in all honesty, or the 2 wide players coming in a little bit maybe, or even pushing them out. Just need to try different things. Like, it's not working right now, is it? Clearly, especially away from home. I think it will work at home with the crowd behind them. I think we're a lot more confident at home, attacking wise and creating chances. Just away from home, we don't seem to have any confidence of going out there and taking the game to teams and beating them without having to resort to sticking 9 men behind the ball and defending and hoping to nick the ball and go the other way. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do apologize that we've not got to every comment. Yeah, there's been a lot tonight, a lot of comments. Onwards and upwards, Blades. Thank you very much for listening on podcast, if that's where you are, or watching on the live or watching afterwards. I really appreciate every single person that's commented tonight. Make sure you leave a like before you leave on the YouTube video, and leave us a review on Spotify, iTunes, whatever. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents, and I'll see you very, very soon. Up the Blades.
Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale. Ale, ale, ale.